Welcome back, friends. Now we are dealing with fund flow statement, and previously we were discussing about the concept of and meaning of various terms, and today we will further discuss in detail the various theoretical aspects that comes under fund flow statement. Previously we said that fund flow statement is a statement that are prepared to find the flow of funds within an organization. Flow means inflow as well as outflow. So, in order to identify the flow of fund means fund flow statement, we previously mentioned that it studies change in working capital. So, change in working capital means a transaction that occurred within an organization, that particular transaction leads to a change in working capital of the organization. And in the sense, it means change in fund. So we have learned that working capital means current assets minus current liability, or in general sense, it represents net current assets. And in simple term, we can say that a change in current items. So whenever a transaction occurs within an organization, this part is very important because we will deal this scenario or this particular area when it comes to a larger problem or essay questions where some adjustments relating to this particular concept. Because sometimes you may come across a case or a question where you need to identify the particular transaction, whether a transaction or whether a particular transaction will leads to change in fund. So at the beginning we have learned that change in fund means change in working capital. So we are going to find whether a transaction will affect the flow of fund. So it is necessary to understand what type of transaction would affect the flow of fund. So in this area, the balance sheet items are broadly classified into four groups. We all know what are the groups: fixed assets or non-current assets, fixed liability or non-current liability, current assets and current liabilities. And we all know non-current assets include various fixed assets and long-term investment, and non-current liabilities include share capital, reserves and surpluses, bonds and debentures, long-term loans and etc. So items including in the current assets and current liability are already discussed previously. So we doesn't need any explanation under current assets and current liability. As stated previously, we know working capital studies change in or flow in working capital. So working capital is the excess of current assets over current liability. So whenever a transaction occur in business, any transaction, whatever the transaction, that results in an increase in current asset but not followed by a similar increase in current liability. Remember, whenever you come across a transaction, you have to make sure that that particular transaction result in an increase in current asset but not followed by a similar increase in current liability. It doesn't mean that increase. We can say that a change in current asset but not followed by a similar change in current liability. That will increase the amount of working capital. So remember, whenever there is a transaction, we all know every transaction has two aspects, a debit aspect and a credit aspect. One of the aspect must be current and another must be a non-current. It never ever has to be a current. Both the items never ever should come as current items. That is a transaction which leads to an increase in current asset. If there is an increase in current asset, followed by an increase in current liability, such transaction will not result in change in working capital. That is, in a transaction, only one aspect has to be current. So, As I have said earlier, any transaction that result in an increase in current asset but not followed by a similar increase in current liability will increase the amount of working capital, and vice versa. Similarly, any decrease in current asset but not followed by a decrease in current liability will reduce the amount of working capital. Therefore, flow of fund is affected only when a transaction affects simultaneously both current and non-current accounts in the balance sheet. Remember this concept. At the beginning of the problem and computation part, you may not come across such situation, but during the essay type cases, definitely you will come across this scenario, because in essay type there are adjustments where transactions may be given and you need to identify whether that particular transaction affect the flow of fund. If it affects the flow of fund, it has to be considered in the computation part. If it is not affecting the flow of fund, then that particular adjustment has to be neglected. That is the concept. That's why we are discussing here. Remember, the concept is quite simple, but you have to be very familiar and cautious regarding that aspect. So all the items and sources on application fund listed in the fund flow statement satisfy this condition. Remember, every transaction has to be undergone this condition. In order to ascertain whether a particular transaction affect working capital or not, it is better to write down a journal entry, or I just note down a journal entry and make sure. We all know every transaction has two aspects. So whenever you come across such adjustment, you need to write down journal entry. So because journal entry has two aspects, so when you write down journal entry, you can understand that whether one item is current and another is non-current. One is current and another is non-current, then it is okay, because that will lead to change in working capital. If the both items are current, it will definitely will not result in change in working capital. Let us discuss some of the examples that come under this scenario. First one, issue of shares. We all know what is meant by issue of shares, and the journal entry for the issue of shares is bank account debited to share capital. See, if you go through this journal entry, you can see that there are two aspects of the transaction, one debit side and one credit. One is current and another is non-current. Only these types of transactions will have a change in or flow of fund, will result in flow of fund. Such transactions only taken into consideration while computing fund flow statement. This is an example of such scenario. Another case, purchase of a fixed asset or investment. We all know what is meant by purchase of asset or a purchase of investment, and the journal entry for purchase of asset or a purchase of investment will be fixed assets account debited to bank. If you go through this journal entry, you can see that one is non-current item and another is current item. Because in fund flow statement, we study change in fund. Change in fund means change in working capital. Working capital is affected by current assets or current liability. Here in this case, the current assets is deducted, or there is a decrease in current assets. And also it leads to decrease in working capital. Therefore, it affects fund flow statement. But if the journal entry has one is current asset and another is current liability, that is one is increasing and other is decreasing, it will have a nil effect. That is, the net effect is there is no change in working capital. That is the concept of working fund flow statement. Every transaction in which one has to be current and other has to be non-current. So, and also you need to understand that whether any transaction is result in source or inflow of fund, or application or outflow of fund. Earlier we have discussed one journal entry. This one, purchase of a fixed asset or an investment. Whether it is a source of fund or an application of fund. Purchase of fixed asset, we all know, we spend our hard-earned money to purchase something, that is, from us the fund is going out. So it's an outflow of fund, that is application of a fund. This is how you need to identify each transaction. Don't worry, we will discuss all these areas by the beginning of all the problems or cases or application questions. Next one, purchase of fixed asset by issue of shares. We all know what is the meaning of that transaction. Purchase of a fixed asset by issue of shares. So the entry will be fixed asset account debtor to share capital. If you go through this journal entry, you can see that both items are non-current items. Whether this transaction leads to change in fund or change in working capital. In this case, the two accounts affected are non-current items in the balance sheet. There is no change in working capital because there is no current items in this particular transaction. Therefore, the transaction does not affect in the flow of funds. So such transaction has to be neglected while dealing with fund flow statements. Next one, debentures are converted into shares. We all know what is the meaning of that particular transaction, and the transaction will be debenture account debtor to share capital. If you go through the items in that transaction, you can see that both items are non-current items, and none of which depict any current assets or current liability. So that particular transaction does not lead to change in working capital. Since a transaction has both non-current items, working capital is not affected by the transaction. Therefore, it does not affect the flow of fund, and such transactions are neglected while dealing with fund flow statement. Next one, goods sold on credit. We know the meaning of that particular transaction, goods sold on credit. The entry will be surely debtors account debtor to sales or stock. Whether this transaction affected the change in fund or flow of fund. We all know flow of fund means change in working capital. Since this transaction has current assets and current liability, we automatically think that yes, this will affect or this will result in change in working capital. But if you go through it, it doesn't affect because, for example, goods sold on credit, let it be 100. So we have, because of this transaction, now we have 100 more as debtors, but at the same time we have lost 100 rupees in stock. So the net effect is zero. That is the principle of fund flow statement. A transaction must have one current item and another has to be non-current item. It neither has to be both non-current or both current. Because if both the items are same, it will not result in change in working capital. Change in working capital means either increase in current asset or decrease in current asset, or increase in current liability or decrease in current liability. Such activities happen only when the transaction has both current as well as non-current items. So if you go through this transaction, you can see that both items are current items. So it doesn't result in change in working capital position of the concern. So this transaction will not have effect in fund flow statement. Next one, purchase of goods on credit. Similar scenario, just we have discussed now. The equation is a journal entry is purchase account debtor to creditors. Similarly, as I have discussed earlier, both the cases, both items are current items. Both current assets and current liabilities are increased by the transaction, but total working capital remains the same. Therefore, the transaction does not affect the flow of fund. Why we are discussing journal entry? Because in application level cases, you may come across cases where adjustment may be relating to any of these examples. So you have to familiarize with all these cases. You need not have to prepare a journal entry at the time of computation purpose or during examination. It is solely for your understanding purpose. But you need to familiarize all these transactions. So purchase goods on credit, that will not affect working capital, so it will not result in flow of fund. And some other example we will discuss. Next one, cash received from debtors. Equation cash account debtor to debtors account. If you thoroughly analyze this journal entry, you can see that both the items are current assets. So working capital position is not affected. Because working capital position is not affected is one is increased and other is decreased. And the amount is same. Then what is the change in working capital? That is the concept. Next one, creditors are paid in cash. Similar scenario which we have discussed now, both items are current items. There is simultaneous decrease in current assets as well as current liabilities, so the amount of working capital remains the same, therefore transaction does not affect the flow of funds. Does not affect the flow of funds means during the computation part you need not have to take that transaction. If you then take that transaction, your answer will be wrong. That is the main concept of these cases. Next one, creditors are issued bills payable. Creditors are issued bills payable. We all know what is meant by that transaction. During trade, we used to follow, or businessman used to follow such transaction. Whether that journal entry result in change in working capital? Definitely no, because the both items are current items. Both are components of current liabilities. One item of current liability is replaced by another one. So the net effect is there is no change in working capital, so it doesn't affect flow of fund. Next one, issue of bonus shares. In business, usually bonus shares may be issued to shareholders, so the entry will be reserves and surplus account debted to share capital, because bonus shares are issued out of reserves and surplus. Here from reserves and surplus certain amount is issued to shareholders. So both items are non-current items, so the working capital is not affected, therefore this transaction does not affect the flow of funds. And next one, goodwill written off. The entry is profit and loss account debted to goodwill account. Both are non-current items. Non-current item in the sense that it doesn't comes under current assets or current liability. That is the meaning of these non-current items. It doesn't mean that it is a fixed asset or a fixed liability. Sometimes it is fixed. Here goodwill, it is a fixed asset. Here both items are non-current accounts and working capital is not affected. Therefore, it does not affect the flow of fund. So from the above cases, we can say that the flow of fund is affected only when the transaction affects simultaneously current and non-current items in the balance sheet. Remember, it is an important adjustment that has to be considered while dealing with the application level question. We will come to that part by the end of the theoretical aspect. In other words, there is an inflow or outflow of fund when changes in current items are followed by changes in non-current items. When the changes are within current items only or within non-current items only, working capital is not affected by such transactions. So we will deal this part in detail during the problem areas. Just go through this concept, understand and familiarize it. You need not have to by heart all these journal entries, but you need to familiarize what all transactions affect fund flow statement and what all transaction doesn't affect fund flow statement. You have to familiarize all these areas. So we will discuss further theoretical aspects in the coming classes. Just go through these theories and journal entries and concepts, understand each and every aspect. We will discuss the further cases in the coming session. Thank you.